Capricorn, Kathleen here from Triple Threat Tarot, here to give you your January read. Well, end of January read, actually. It's going to say mid-month on it, but it's really closer to the end of January, going into February. And then I'll be back a little bit sooner next month with your February read. A lot of stuff going on here, a lot of energies happening. Full moon in Leo on the 28th. It's been a very busy time energy-wise. Apologize for not getting it up sooner. Couldn't be helped. However, you will see your February one a little bit earlier this time around. Let's start out with a Moonology reading so that we can get an overall theme. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I generally start with an oracle card just so we can get an overall assessment of what's going on with Capricorn, kind of a check-in, quick check-in. And if this resonates with you, great. And if it does not resonate with you, you might want to check your moon, rising, or Venus signs. Those may resonate with you more in the areas that you have curiosity about. Venus for love, rising for potential, and what you should be doing here on Earth this time around. All right, let's start with Moonology. Emotions are running high. Expect powerful change, and communication is the key. Emotions are running high. I think everyone's emotions are running high. We're going to Mercury retrograde, so expect powerful change. And communication is the key. So let's see what we've got going on here for you, Capricorn. I'm going to start with the Light Seers Tarot to do an initial reading. I do not take... Okay, well, this kind of proves my point here. I take jumpers from the deck, if you haven't noticed. Rather than selecting cards from the deck, I allow jumpers to fall out and for the messages from Spirit to come through me in that manner. Apparently, we're not going to have a problem getting messages today. Yeah, there's just flying out. I meditated on your cards prior to this, and seem to be flying right out of the deck here, so haven't had a second to kind of analyze what's happening here. Give me one moment, please. 6 Cups at the bottom of the deck in the reverse. So let me start off here with King of Cups is the querent, which is you, in the middle of the read here. King of Cups is an emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, secure individual who is able to be vulnerable, but knows not to overshare. It's one of those people who has a lot of emotional intelligence. So that's you right now, Capricorn. That's a really great card to have. I think you're very confident with how you feel, and you're in control of what goes on with you emotionally, and kind of a master of your own emotional domain. Very nice to see. Crossing that is the Knight of Swords. So apparently there's going to be a message coming in for you, a message of truth, clarity, a communication from this Knight of Swords. At the bottom here, we've got 6 of Wands. This is in the subconscious. So there seems to be some kind of celebration of victory here. And maybe that's over. I don't know what that's over yet. We'll see when we get through the reading. But there's some kind of celebration of victory here. 3 of Wands in the past. So you had an opportunity to go down a number of paths, and you chose the one you were going to go down, and now you're kind of waiting for your ships to come in. You're kind of waiting to see what comes your way as a result of making the decision that you made, and what's going to come of it, right? Now, she does have a surfboard. She could swim out to get her dreams, but instead she's waiting on the shore. And there are wands here with passion. So, you see the fire for the passion symbolically, right? And there are 3, which is you. Let's see what that's about. In the conscious mind, we have the Tower. So it seems like you're focusing on consciously some kind of calamity, and maybe this has to do something with this message you're expecting. In the subconscious, you feel like it's going to be a victory, although that is not something that is in your conscious mind. Maybe intuitively it's not going to be as dire as this Tower, but possibly not. Let's see. We've got King of Swords over here, so this is in the immediate future. King of Swords is an individual who is, you can see he's got the owl, the bat, and the crow, right? These are all messengers from Spirit about intuition, taking a higher perspective. Yeah. King of Swords is a communicator, right? He speaks the truth. He has clarity. He doesn't confuse things. He tells it like it is. So in the immediate future, you're having either the conversation with the King of Swords, which would be my guess, because you've got communication is key here. Perhaps that person is a Gemini or an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, because here you have a Gemini moon saying communication is key. So there is going to be a conversation between the two of you. Maybe you're expecting it to be a tower moment. Maybe you're hoping it will be a reason for a celebration, but a message is coming in from this King of Swords, and you two will have a conversation. At the bottom here, we've got Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a message of financial, possibility here. A little bit more than a page, but this is a slow mover, and this is actually in the reverse. So you haven't seen any movement there. I wonder what that is about, because that is your attitude, kind of like, I'm not going to make a move. I'm not going to move forward. This person's going to have to make their move, would be my guess. And Page of Cups, an offer comes in your environment, right? So maybe that is from this King of Swords. But this is a Page of Cups here. So this is an emotional offer, like an offer of love. And your hopes and fears here are, this Three of Swords in the reverse. Three of Swords in the upright is about cheating or, having your heart broken, but it's in the reverse. So I'm not sure. I wonder if you're going to have your heart broken from this communication that's going on with what you might consider a tower moment, or it could be good depending on how it goes here. I'm going to need clarification on this reading, obviously. And then a Four of Cups in the outcome. So, Four of Cups is about someone making you an offer of love, giving you a romantic gesture. They're interested in you. They want to start a relationship with you. And you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm kind of good on my own. I've already got 3 cups. What do I need a 4th one for? So, maybe you're afraid of getting heartbroken, and that's why you don't want to take this offer here with this 3 of Swords. Had bad experiences in the past here, possibly. Maybe with this person, maybe with somebody else. And at the bottom, we have a friend returning, and usually this is to make a gesture or an offer or an apology, and it's in the reverse, so it's not happening that way. And 8 of Wands is in reverse, so maybe you expected a communication from someone here, and what you got was a communication from someone here, and it's not exactly what you wanted, right? I want to get some more clarification on this to figure out who these two are. Definitely a conversation. Got communication is the key. Got swords all over the place with a message coming in from the King of Swords. But I think you were hoping to get the romantic or emotional offer from the King of Swords. And I don't know that you're definitely going to, I think it might come in from somebody else. And you're definitely not moving towards them until they say something to you. And maybe it's you waiting for an apology. It's possible. Hopes and fears of heartbreak here. And then this other offer, you're like, nah, maybe it just wasn't what you wanted or who you wanted. But I think what you did, this person coming back from the past, didn't happen with this offer here. This seems like a slightly complicated situation, Capricorn. Let's see here. The Emperor in reverse. Okay. Ooh, death. You got death in the Tower. It seems to me like there's a reason that you're focused on this in the above. I think you don't want anyone, I think whoever this person was, it was very kind of my way or the highway. I rule my kingdom. I'm very strategic in planning. I'm not very emotional. That there's a death here of that situation. And there's an explosive tower moment between the two of you. And maybe it's this conversation that's coming in with this King of Swords. And following that, it's like, I don't really want to invest in anyone right now. I will get eventually, but I'm going to be slow about it. I think I've learned my lesson. I'm going to choose very wisely in the future. Let's see here. Justice. So something was probably unfair Maybe you were hoping for an apology. Something was going on here that was not fair and in your favor. And there was some battling here. 7 of Wands. Yep. Oh, okay. There are some things that are hidden from you, though. 5 of Cups. That's focusing on the past and on the hurt and the pain instead of something new that's being offered. That makes sense here in this reading. And Queen of Swords. That's like, hey, guess what? Wait a minute. Let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you what the truth really is of the matter, mister. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. So, yeah, this is masculine and feminine energy going at it here. About what isn't being told, what hasn't been fair, about some very rigid, uncompromising situations here. 9 of Wands, very guarded. Yep. Okay. Let me see what's going on with this Page of Cups, because I think I know what went on with the King of Swords here. I think that's obvious to us, right? So now I understand what you're going through here. Death and rebirth, huh? Well, just consider this. Death and rebirth is an opportunity to take the lessons you've learned from a situation and to move it forward into your future with better clarity, understanding, and a different way to approach things. And if you take it that way, the death and rebirth can always be a good thing. You'll have learned a lesson. Of course it hurts. Of course there's pain. Of course there's, an apathy towards starting anything new again, and particularly if it's that soon, right? It's right one behind the other. You need time to digest, figure out what that lesson was, figure out how to avoid that in the future if possible. Eagle, yeah, higher perspective. Otter, finding the joy. Dolphin, so... Okay. So the eagle has a higher perspective, connected with spirit, right? The first one that can bring the message to spirit because he's highest in the sky. You see him here with the sun, kind of reminiscent of Icarus, right? Bringing light to the situation, or perspective to the situation. And it's really taking a higher perspective in a situation like this and figuring out that had you not had the communication, had you not had the conversation, had it not gone the way that it went, you may never have found out what the reality of the situation was, or how they felt, or what they thought was going on versus what you thought was going on, because we've got a king and queen here duking it out. Otter here is about joy and finding your inner happiness. This is really about being happy on your own. The little otter doesn't need anyone. A bathtub, maybe a couple of fish, maybe an oyster, and he's happy as a clam. So this is about enjoying the inner child and all the things that make you happy, and going back to the beginning and having time to do that for yourself again while you wait and kind of figure out what transpired. And dolphin is about communicating, like C is echolocation. This is about the person who is always there for people, always the happy one, who's always communicating happiness and joy. You need to do that for yourself now, and just have a higher perspective about all of this, because this isn't the end of the road. Clearly you've already got someone else who's interested, and while you're apathetic about this, this is a page, so not a King of Cups and not a Knight of Cups, not emotionally mature yet, but definitely interested in you rather than what you can give them. So let's see here. What else have we got for Capricorn? What else is there for Capricorn, Spirit? I think I'm going to take a few of these Light Strider cards and see if there's anything else that can be said for Capricorn to give you a little more clarity. Death card again, twice within 2 decks. Yeah. This is definitely going to be a rebirth of sorts. But, however, Spirit wants you to know that at the end of this, you do come out at some point, the 2 lovebirds with the 10 of Cups. So I think you're going to be more happy after all of this is settled emotionally. I think you're going to find yourself on the other side, that the grass is greener, and that you do find your lovebird there, the better match for you, someone who is more like you. Yep. Someone who is passionate, and there's your reason for celebration again. So you get the 6 of Wands again, you get the death again. So there will be reason for celebration here. It will be kind of your peace. You will have a passion about somebody else who's going to have a passion for you as well. Hangman, yeah, this is about going in and finding, you know, Hangman is about spirituality, right? And you see the tiger all tied up and bound and turned upside down. This is kind of a spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, going within and figuring out, you know, what did I do to get myself here, and making yourself more aware of your patterns and habits and behaviors that get you in that situation. 3 of Swords again. So definitely there's been some heartbreak here in the past that is ruling the situation, Capricorn. There's definitely been some heartbreak in the past, right? 3 of Swords. Sometimes that can be a third party, you know, it can be cheating, lying, stealing, omission, right? Not telling you everything, not giving you the full and whole truth. Yep. And sometimes King of Wands, you know, that may be some other aspect of this personality here. King of Wands is a player who's kind of retired his playing ways, but, you know, still kind of has that vibe here. Yeah. Anything else, Spirit? Knight of Swords. A message is coming in. It's definitely coming in. So think about this. You have this deck, right? All these decks are around 72 to 78 cards. You've had 3 decks. Knight of Swords has come up twice. So figure out the number of cards there from that. You got Knight of Swords twice. You had the Death twice. You had the 6 of Wands twice. You've had the 3 of Swords twice. Pretty consistent messages here from Spirit. But the one that gets me most excited is 10 of Cups. So your emotional fulfillment is coming. It's delayed, obviously, because you're going through this Tower moment and this rebirth moment here, and going back internally again. And sometimes when you figure out, like, oh, I'm ready, you know, I'm ready for this or that or whatever, and I've had this happen to me, so I can speak to it, you think you're ready to kind of go back to the table, either with a particular person or just in general, right, to take the leap of faith again, take the fool's journey again, and gamble on love. And sometimes it doesn't work out your way, and it's still another lesson, right? Maybe you're not completely there yet, even though you thought you were. That's just happened to me. I'm just sharing that. I'm not saying that that's your situation at all. Actually, we've done Moonology. I want to put this away. Sorry. My apologies. I actually wanted to grab the Shaman cards for you. I want to grab the Shamanic cards for you. Yep. Capricorn, please. Capricorn. Let's see if Spirit will give us a Shaman card as advice for Capricorn. We want Wisdom of the Oracle. Is that the... No? Okay. Wait. Oh. The Rattle. Too many here, Spirit. If there's another one that you want, please let me know. I'll shuffle you one more time. Coyote. Okay. The Coyote comes out. The Rattle and the Coyote. So let me read these off to you. They're somewhat lengthy, but I'll try and be relatively brief because I think we know what the situation is here. All right, Coyote. The coyote is a symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned, right? So this is a universal test. This was to see if you were really truly ready for what is coming for you, which is your 10 of Cups. The coyote brings the energy of the divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which don't serve you any longer. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find the coyote brings you the opposite of what you had hoped for. The lessons offered by coyote may appear may appear confusing at first, but they are more sacred and always for your highest good. If Coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointment, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intention and turned them over to the Great Spirit, and you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading you to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember, the Coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle what you set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when Coyote calls your name. Okay, so this is all of this death, rebirth, tower moment, the conversation, the communication. It's all about development and growth spiritually for you. Spirit has taken an interest in you and making sure that you grow and develop. And so the Coyote comes in, the Coyote Spirit, to make sure that you're ready for what is coming your way, that 10 of Cups. It's to prepare you for the future. The rattle. The rattle is the spirit caller, carrying your shaman's powers to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth, spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny in her future, closing with a prayer. Great Spirit, may your will be done. The rattle guides us to pray for all the earth, not just for our personal needs. When we offer our prayers for the highest call of all, anything we need is provided for us. The rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of spirit, but be careful. They are very sharp and can hurt you and others if they are not used mindfully. Set your tools aside and take up the drawing instruments of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is time for courageous deeds. Do not let your hesitation get in the way of your expression. Okay, so Capricorn, essentially, you were put to the test and you're being called by the divine, and all of this is meant to happen. Communication was the key for this to be set in motion. Emotions are running high. That was obvious from the death, the rebirth, and the tower moment. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords at it, with the Knight of Swords coming in with communication, right? And expect powerful change. Well, there's absolutely powerful change here with the rattle. So this was a divine situation set. The course was set for you to experience this so that you could communicate with the divine. Because there are bigger plans here for you. Spirit has bigger plans for you, Capricorn. That's very obvious. Okay? Yeah. That's pretty much it for right now. And I do hope that, this is always a difficult and challenging time when these things happen in our lives. So take time out, do defiant self-care. Do what you need to do to feel better, and reflect on the moment and figure out what the lesson was. Because there is a lesson there, and there is more in store for you. Great things are in store for you. Spirit has plans for you. Okay? So while I understand what's going on and that it's very challenging, just know that there are bigger things in store. You've got a 10 of Cups down the road. We were shown that for a reason. All right, Capricorn, have a great rest of January, as little as that is. And I'll be back with you in February, so relatively soon here. I'll have the February up for you so you can see what's coming for you in the next month. And I wish you well. Love you guys. Bye.